Catalyst downpipe this, Catalyst test pipes that. Does it really do anything? Will it make Brent's Genesis faster? Will it sound like a tin can full of angry bees or a poorly played trumpet? Will he get more bitches? And most importantly, will deleting his catalytic converters decrease his 1/8 mile time? Okay, so first we need to get a baseline. This is Trapper, and he will be helping with the fabrication work today. He is also letting Brent use his draggy device, so we can get some accurate stats. Before we go ahead and blow his rods to Mars, Brent decides to do a quick oil change. Thanks Martini Works. Thanks Liqui Moly. Okay, now that the Jenny is properly lubed and ready for action, let's get this baseline run completed.
We're gonna do a draggy run. This is before we do the test pipes, so it's fully catted. Disclaimer, this car is full of junk. I got my bike, I got a bunch of other shit in the trunk. It's not supposed to be fast. It's just supposed to be, so.
And my fat ass in the passenger seat.
Yeah, and we got Trapper in the passenger seat. Bro, buckle up, dog. What you doing?
I can't.
A lot of newer cars, the 13. When you're stationary, they won't rev all the way out. So this car only revs to 5K and it just holds it. And you can actually use it as a launch control. So that's what I plan on doing. Hopefully the road is at a proper grip that 5K works. Okay, ready?
We are most certainly not breaking any records here, especially while having about 300 pounds or so of extra weight in the car. However, that launch was about as perfect as it could have been. The 1-2 shift is slow, but that's a very common thing with these cars. Brent gave it his all, but the engine, transmission, and differential mounts are as soft as overcooked spaghetti, along with some synchros that need a little persuasion to do what you need them to. Regardless, a 9.3018 mile is decent, as lots of stock Genesis times after a quick Google search are running around 9 to 10 second 1/8 miles. Alright, great. The Genesis didn't decide to commit unalive, and now Trapper can help turn this perfectly sounding exhaust into potentially not that. Or maybe it will sound glorious. I don't really care. This is for science. Now I know it's hard for you silly Gen Zers to keep retention during a sweet montage, so I'm going to give you this glorious visual experience as a challenge. I bet you can't keep your eyes on this sweet, sweet cinema while Trapper welds this very proper secondary catalytic converter delete. Damn, I would eat off of those welds. Nicely done, Trap. This is about as proper as it gets, for bands on both sides with a tasteful T, S, F, A, B logo shining gloriously on each side. Let's see what's changed.
Thanks to TS Fab, you got some nice V-banded test pipes. Got rid of the secondary cats. The weight in the car is exactly the same. We're on the same road, same day. The road is about the same temperature. Shall we?
Okay, let's analysis these mediocre results. 60 feet got knocked down from 2.21 seconds to 2.18 seconds. Pretty decent considering the second launch had just a touch more wheel spin. However, the 0-60 time increased by 0.12 seconds. That could have been that Brent wasn't man enough to rip into second fast enough. The overall 8th mile time was identical at 9.30 seconds, but the second pass was at a higher speed of 77.72 miles per hour versus 77.29. Overall, the difference is negligible, but we did have more wins than losses. I guess we will mark that as a success in this very scientific test. As far as the sound of the new setup goes, well, it actually sounds quite good. So what's the verdict? Did ripping out the catalytic converters turn Brent's Genesis into a street-legal rocket? Not exactly. We shaved a whopping 0.03 seconds off the 60-foot time, barely enough to notice unless you're timing it with a sundial. The 0-60 time actually got worse, and the 1/8 mile remained the same. But hey, the car now screams like a banshee with a megaphone, and that's got to count for something, right? In the end, we didn't gain much speed, but we did gain a symphony of noises that would make a VQ cry itself to sleep. Science may not have been on our side, but at least we had fun proving that louder doesn't always mean faster.